What's going on YouTube? It's JD with JD's Wraps. Got another video here for you. Wanted to record this one because we're working on a very special Model 3. This is the brand new Model 3 Highland. So for those of you that don't know, Tesla has released a new Model 3 and they've updated a number of things on this car to kind of make it a little bit more streamlined. They hit on a number of things. I guess their focuses were noise reduction. You know, they put some ambient lighting in the car now to, in my opinion, kind of compete with what a lot of the other EVs are doing. The Mercedes EQS has a whole bunch of lighting and things like that. So you have some ambient lighting in the car. You have an entertainment screen in the back for kids and stuff like that. They've totally revamped the entire front bumper, the fender, the trunk, the rear bumper. I'm pretty sure that that's it. So there's been a number of kind of structural, the headlights, a number of structural changes. The hood is slightly different as well. So that's why I wanted to record a video. I want to take this outside and I want to kind of go in deep and show you not only what I did on the car, but also kind of show you some of the differences so that you guys can see at home what the new Model 3 has to offer. I personally love it. I think that it looks a lot more like a spaceship, a lot more futuristic. The front bumper is super cool. It looks a little bit more like a Model S now because of the way that the fender is configured. So the Model S has headlights that are very similar to this, a fender that's very similar to this. So now you have kind of like a more streamlined look, and I think it looks great. I'm really happy with it. I would absolutely take this. I would prefer this over mine. So I think it came out great. As far as the wrap, what we did was we wrapped it in rose gold from KPMF, and we also did some accents inside the car, which I'll show you once we get outside. We wrapped the door sills, not the door sills, but there are these little placards that the Tesla puts in there that say Model 3 on them. We wrapped those, customized them for the client, came out super cool. I wrapped the headlights in dark PPF, which is good. It gives me a little bit of experience with PPF, because for those of you that know, I always talk about offering PPF, but have yet to do it. So little things here and there. Overall, the wrap came out great. This thing looks amazing. If you see when I'm out there and you see any specs, this paint was pretty bad. There's probably like 30 or 40 paint nibs just that I saw alone. The jams are even worse. So if you see anything like that, that's probably what it is. But overall, the wrap came out really, really clean. The thing with KPMF is it has a really high initial tack. So as you're laying panels, it likes to grip air. So you almost always have to pop it up and kind of get the bubbles out, squeegee. So to do it so cleanly, I'm always really happy when the wraps come out as clean as this one, because this one is damn near mint. A new car also helps, but so does cleaning and being studious. So yeah, that's the purpose of this video. As far as the channel, we're still kind of, it's always a work in progress. You know, I have some things that are going on in the kind of in the background that are not necessarily distracting, but I'm just trying to figure out where to go with what I have and what I've been doing. So I'm still going to keep videos out. Obviously, I'm still reachable on social media. So if you guys have any questions or you need to get a hold of me, I really do my best to answer everyone's questions. So that's not going to go away. But for now, I really just wanted to show you guys this wrap. So I'm going to pull it outside and we'll go deep. I'll kind of show you how I did everything, where I put inlays and all that good stuff, just to avoid any issues. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. As far as I know, I'm pretty much the only one that just wraps Teslas. So if you have questions on your Tesla or wrapping a Tesla, I'm not a bad place to start. I'm located in Arizona. So if you're looking for a wrap from me, feel free to drive out. Would love to help you out. I'm a stand-up guy, so reach out to me if you have questions. Would love to earn your business. Would love to work with you. And same goes for people looking for help. I'm not a gatekeeper. I'll do my best to help you for the most part. And yeah, hope you like the video. Let's take a look. All right, guys, so let's dive in and take a look here. We're gonna start with the front bumper. This is the biggest difference on the whole car. Kind of zoom out here so you can get a look at it. As you can see, this does not look like the normal Model 3 bumper at all. There are no fog lights anymore. The way that the headlights are in there is totally different. You can see it's a much more sharp point. So this definitely required some forethought and some test pieces. And this is a good tip for those of you that are wrapping at home. If you're ever not sure about an area and you really want to kind of make sure that you know how the film is going to lay, or if you're doing a cut and drop and you want to see where the film is going to drop, don't be afraid to do test pieces. It's stupid to waste a 10-foot piece of material when you can just take a couple minutes to kind of throw some scraps on there and see how they land. So that's what I spent a lot of time doing beforehand, and my main concern was down in this area. So it's really funky how this works. You can kind of see that like this area and here I can stick my finger in. So it's just got an edge right there, and then this connects to the, I guess the grill as it goes in. And the same thing with up here. I can stick my finger in, so it's very short. So what I did was I ran an inlay, and this is based on my test pieces. I ran a small inlay that goes all the way up under here, and it is literally invisible. And to do this with just that one inlay, it was a pretty tight squeeze. Essentially, you kind of cut, and then you really got to jam the film sideways, and it just barely makes it into this corner. And then laying all this was kind of a pain as well. Film held up pretty good, but definitely with KPMF, it was a bit of a challenge. So it went down pretty good. Super happy with how it looks, but that was one of the major differences. The other difference here is you can kind of see you've got this really sharp corner right here. So I did an inlay underneath the headlight that kind of runs along this body line just to make it consistent, and then fades back under here. Came out pretty clean. If you didn't know it was there, I don't think you'd really notice it. I'll show it to you on the other side as well. I think if I were to do it again, I would probably still do that same inlay, just because it's a really, really sharp gap, and yeah, it just made sense. So let's look at the fender next. The old Model 3 fender has a cutaway right here. So this whole part is basically cut out. The headlight normally goes up into it, but now you just have one full piece. So that's a big change. They also updated the camera that goes in here, so now you have a much, much easier to remove camera, which should make a lot of you happy at home. But yeah, that's, as you can see, the combination of the fender and the bumper gives this thing a totally different aesthetic than the regular Model 3. A little bit sportier, a little bit more futuristic looking. Sick, in my opinion. I also did the headlights in the medium dark PPF. That always makes it look super cool. The side of the car is the exact same, no changes there. All right, now then we get to the back. So as you can see, we did the letters on the back. Client elected, the new Model 3 comes with letters, chrome. So the client elected to do the black. As you can see, instead of having two lights, which is what you had before, you had a large tail light and then a smaller one. Now you just have one big tail light, and it changes the entire shape of the trunk as well, because normally the old Model 3 trunk kind of contours down like that. Now you have two pieces. And I wasn't sure in the beginning if this was going to be easier or harder. You know, KPMF is a slightly more difficult film to use than Avery or 3M. So I was a little bit unsure, but it actually was easier. So I don't know exactly what it is. I don't know if it's the fact that you can kind of hitch the film onto this corner, which gives you good structure right here. And then you can almost just shoot your glove straight through the middle the entire way. So that's what I did. No discoloration, came out super clean for KPMF. I was very, very happy with the trunk. So that was nice. As you can see, super clean. Very little, I don't think I got really any debris at all. There was some paint nibs, but very little, if any, debris. You can see just a nice clean finish. And then the rear bumper. So the rear bumper is kind of funky. Let's pop this. Rear bumper is kind of funky because it goes down way deep under there. And I did do a little inlay, or actually like an overlay. I've done an inlay on bumpers like this before, where I'll run a piece under here and then I'll have a small seam going there. I really wanted to try to avoid that. So when I laid the bumper, I got a ton of stretch going around this edge here and just laid it very, very carefully down to this edge to make sure I had no tension there. And then I did do a very small, I don't think I'll be able to even get it down there, but basically a very small overlay, because it's really hard to get around this corner and all that. So I kind of did an overlay that kind of starts here on this edge and then goes underneath, but it is invisible, and it's going to hold that edge and also, you know, prevent rock chip, well, not prevent rock chips, but it's going to take the rock chips as well. I wrapped the entire trunk liner here, or the luggage area, whatever you want to call this, the way that I normally always do it. And that means I'll go a little heavier right here so that I can lay the knifeless tape on this edge without having any issues or trying to cut in there and cutting the film or anything like that. It looks clean and professional. This area is hidden anyway, but the reason why we had to do this is because basically when the trunk is shut on the Model 3, you could potentially see, you can almost see it right there. You can almost see the edge where the film starts. I don't really like that. So I did the whole trunk. And as you can see, it just looks sick. So really, really cool result. I'll show you guys how this looks. I always really try to lay the knifeless tape as clean as possible. As you can see, this just looks on point. And then I always contour it down into the body line. I do this for white cars as well. So you can see it kind of goes on that body line on the edge, and then boom, straight down into the jam. So that's how I do it on all Model 3s. Yeah, just some walk-arounds. Stance, look at that. The front end goes way lower or something. I don't necessarily know what it is, but just has a totally different profile now. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that it was like a, you know, there's a little bit more thorough analysis than I normally do, so I hope this gives some of you some insight. If you have any questions, make sure to reach out. I meant to make some disassembly videos for this. I didn't get that done. So if you have questions about disassembly, reach out to me. It's relatively straightforward. But other than that, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.